Hello, I'm Giamma from LCS Jeju. Today I will talk about the folklore consciousness of 12 Chinese zodiac animals shown in folk painting. It will be not only about the folk painting, but also I will reflect on the books or other kinds of paintings that show the animals that have been presented in a certain way in Joseon Dynasty, and I will talk mostly about the 12 Chinese zodiac animals, but not all of them. But I identify some of the interesting animals to talk about. So let's start. To start with, cows were one of the animals that were presented a lot in paintings and books in Joseon Dynasty. So I will start with the cows. So basically, it had a metaphor of something really relaxed and ideal and original. So there are a lot of paintings that the male keys are riding on the cows, reflecting something really rural and original, but at the same time, its perseverance, tenacity, its characteristics are reflected to present something really sarcastic and eagerness to fight against any attacks in Joseon Dynasty. Lastly, it has a sarcastic metaphor of being laid back, as it has a negative connotation to being something really lazy. Tigers cannot be not mentioned when we're talking about the animals in Korea. The appearance of tiger and its existence is really interesting, as it has a duality of one being really brave and bold, but sometimes being really offensive. So when it is present connotated to a positive image, it is usually drawn as something really brave and eagerness to achieve something really big. But at the same time, it is usually presented as something really attacking, and even attacking people like the children in the story that we all know. Dragons are deeply related to the establishment of Joseon Dynasty, not only Joseon Dynasty, but it starts from Goguryeo when five four kinds of dragons were representing its um, direction, north, south, east, and west. As we are all fully aware, dragons are representing kings in Joseon Dynasty. So we can induce the fact that dragons are deeply related to the establishment and the tradition of the country itself. To talk more about the horses, it has been started from ancient shamanism when the horses were respected. It was believed to link the original world with the heaven so that they can bring the dead to the heaven, and it was connotated to positive concepts of being really active, healthy, and fast. To talk about the dogs will be the most friendliest animals among all the other animals to the humans, and it is usually symbolized as something really loyal, connotated to loyalty, and it is really sensitive, so it senses all the small movements, and it is highly respected for these capabilities. Last but not least, the pigs are the sources of all the lucks and fortunes in one family. So when people dream of the pigs, people react as, oh, go tried a lot of. So it just symbolizes this luck and fortune. But sometimes in some of the famous sayings, it is reflected as something really lazy, dirty, and greedy. So it can be seen as another animals that have duality that has a direct contrast to each other. Before I end this video, I want to emphasize the relationship between the human and the animals in the past and nowadays. So animals were the existence that shared all the happiness and the sadness of with the humans, and depending on their appearance or characteristic, they had some kind of symbol of whether it is negative or positive, and most of them had some kind of dual characteristics or symbols. Um, so it can be represent something really different according to its state. So I think Korea can use these interesting aspects of animals and pursue it as and view it as cultural and industrial aspects, so that diversity can be achieved, and be aware that all of these tradition characteristics are deeply rooted and may not be changed for a long time, but it will be developed in some kind of sense in the near future. And I hope we will be in the leading role of this whole process. Thank you.